What's happening, everybody? I'm Tyrone Bowman. This is Tyrone Bowman Tonight. Tonight, I'm talking about Peter King's Football Morning in America, the NFL midseason report cards, where every team ranks so far. So, the reading that I'll be doing are the words of Peter King, not mine. Quote, as we approach the season's midpoint, November will dawn tomorrow with 55% of the season's 272 regular season game remaining. Here's how I see the league. 1 teams through 32. The best, number 1, Buffalo, with a record of 6-1. Played arguably the toughest slate so far and beat the Rams, Baltimore, and Kansas City on the road. The Bills have 5 games remaining in a better than expected AFC East, but they're the clear Super Bowl favorites as November dawns, according to Peter King. And it's close. Coming in number 2, it's Philadelphia with the record of 7-0, the Philadelphia Eagles. There's a pretty big line of demarcation between the Bills and everyone. I'll take the Eagles as the biggest threat, with a defense that's allowed 17 points or fewer in 5 of their last 6 and a quarterback that's pretty damn ready for the big stage. Number 3, with a record of 5-2, it's Kansas City. After the Bills beat KFC and frustrated Patrick Mahomes 2 weeks ago, I wrote, everything Mahomes did was a struggle, nothing was easy. Teams can change a lot from October to January. Andy Reid has time to turn that around and catch Buffalo, but it'll be a chore. Who will contend to the very end? Number 4, it's Dallas with a record of 6-2. This is the one team or near the top that could win a playoff game in January, 13-9, if it had to. In a season when scoring is down, that matters. By the way, Tony Pollard is one great threat. Minnesota, number 5 with a record of 6-1, 5 straight wins. 5 straight one-score wins. Buffalo and Dallas loom back-to-back in November, but it's hard to fathom the Vikings losing the NFC North and the second or first, if the Eagles falter, the NFC seed. Number 6, it's Tennessee with a record of 5-2. There's a lot to like about this team. I just don't know if the Titans can score with Kansas City, Cincinnati, Philly, and Dallas, who are on the schedule in the next 9 weeks. Coming in at number 7 is San Francisco with a record of 4-4. Pressures on Christian McCaffrey. Big edge for the Niners if they got the bye now. Then no team of the last 9 foes is great. It's a very manageable stretch run. Number 8, Seattle with a record of 5-3, average 33 points a game in October, so scoring's not going to be an issue. But Seahawks entered Sunday 29th in yards allowed and 28th in points allowed. That's an issue if they want to play deep into January. Number 9, it's Baltimore with a record of 5-3. The Mark Andrews shoulder injury is concerning, but Lamar Jackson loves rookie alternative Isaiah Likely. Here's an edge. None of Ravens' 9-8 foes are over 500. Number 10, Cincinnati with a record of 4-3. I'd have the Bengals higher, but they've got Tennessee, Kansas City, Buffalo, and Baltimore in the last 7 weeks, with the Bills and Ravens in weeks 17 and 18. Number 11, Miami with a record of 5-3. Dolphins are 5-0 when Tua Tagovailoa starts and plays at least 3/4 of the game. There is, however, a killer 3-game trip down the stretch at Niners, at Chargers, at Bills, worrisome, and there is a worrisome D that allow 40 points to the Jets and 27, and 393 yards to the Lions, averaging 1.9 sacks per game. I wonder how motivated they'll be to go chase Bradley Chubb before the trade deadline. And according to Peter King, if everything goes right, these next teams could make a run. The New York Giants coming in number 12 with a record of 6-2. Craziest team in this crazy season. Maybe we should just accept that smart coaches Brian Daboll. Of course, an underrated Mike Kaffa and Wink Martindale can put players in position to win late in games. They've done it for much of the season so far. Number 13, the LA Rams with a record of 3-4. I can feel the draft choices. Pardon me. I can feel the draft choices burning a hole in GM Les Snead's pocket for once. The Rams are in decent shape. Listen, the Rams are in decent shape with a draft capital with the second and third next year and the draft intact in 2024. They're in play for a pass rusher and a speed receiver. Coming in at number 14. Number 14, it's the LA Chargers with a record of 4-3. Coming out of the bye next Sunday, we still don't know if the Chargers can be a January threat. This 5-pack of games should tell us at Atlanta, at San Francisco, Kansas City, at Arizona, at Vegas. Pack us a suitcase. Number 15, it's New England with a record of 4-4. The quarterbacking is surprisingly bad, and Pats won Sunday in part because of Zach Wilson's awfulness. Plus, 2 of the last 6 games are against Buffalo, but you never know with this franchise. Number 16 is the New York Jets with a record of 5-3 on Sunday. A debilitating loss because of the foibles of the supposed franchise quarterback. I don't see how the Jets compete at a high level with a quarterback playing like Zach Wilson. Number 17, Atlanta with a record of 4-4. I don't love the Falcons, but I'd be encouraged by a few things. Falcons have a complete picks next year and are $64 million under the projected 23 cap. And they are a feisty, competitive team with wins over the Seahawks and Niners. They might have a home play off game in January. Number 18, it's New Orleans with the record of 3-5. My quintoxic preseason prediction: Saints will be the NFC's top seed, lies in ruins. But then they go out and bury the Raiders by 24, and Alvin Karma comes alive. And you wonder, can't they win a bad division? So the next seems, according to Peter, they just seem too flawed. Number 19, Green Bay with a record of 5-3. I don't see it turning around, but I might change my mind if GM Brian Gutekunst gets a trusted receiver. Chase Claypool, Nelson Aholo before Tuesday's deadline. And if Romeo Doubs becomes what he presided in training camp. Number 20, Tampa Bay with a record of 3-5. I don't see it turning around. Number 21, Washington with a record of 4-4. There's something about Taylor Heinicke. Teammates love him next 2 weeks. Minnesota at Philly will tell everything about whether this team can chase a wild card, which seems highly unlikely. Number 22, it's Arizona with a record of 3-5. One road game in the next 47 days, which would seem to be an edge until you consider the Cards are 1-4 at home in the latest calendar year. 23, Indianapolis with a record of 3-4-1. I have no idea how the Colts are alive, but how their fate's in the hands of the 218th pick in the 2021 draft, Sam Ehlinger. Number 24, Las Vegas with a record of 2-5. I'm stunned to have the Raiders this high, frankly, but I just can't believe how bad they're playing. And I think they've got to be better with the Jacksonville, Indianapolis, Denver stretch starting Sunday in Florida. Number 25, it's Denver with a record of 3-5. One half cannot fix a season, but the second half in London was something close to the way Nathaniel Hackett thought his offense and defense could play. Let's see if they come back after the bye in Nashville and show they're not playing out the string. Number 26, the Pittsburgh, it's with a record of 2-6. Last 4 losses have come to teams that are combined 16 over 500. Don't love the Steelers, but I like them more than most of the teams in this nether region. 27 with a record of 3-5. The Monday night stunners in Foxborough was certainly a hopeful sign and an indication that there should be 10 design runs in every game's gameplay for Justin Fields. Number 28, Carolina, with a record of 2-6. 2 players should not be traded. DJ Moore, Brian Burns, otherwise augmenting a 2021 draft that's already strong. 6 picks in the first 4 rounds should be a high priority. Interesting how hard they're playing for Steve Wilks, though. So, lost sheep in the pasture of life. Number 29, Jacksonville, with a record of 2-6. Second half of the season has to be about consistency for the franchise quarterback. That has been likely notable for Trevor Lawrence, capped by a ridiculous interception on 1st and goal from the Denver 1-yard line Sunday in London. Number 30, it's Cleveland with a record of 2-5. Hold the fort till Deshaun gets back was the mantra in August. Never planned on giving up 27 points a game has been a reality. Number 31, it's Detroit with a record of 1-6. The highest scoring team in football through 4 weeks, then scored 6 points total in the next 2 games. Lions gonna lion. Number 32, Houston with a record of 1-5-1. Lost to Malik Willis Sunday. But look on the bright side. Astros are in the World Series. Maybe no one will notice. I'll be back with part 2. I'm Tyrone Bowman. Never surrender. Never quit.